Hey, this is Russell Hanson, and here to bring you some of the comic books that I picked up this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, here in Phoenix, Arizona. There's a lot amount of books I picked up, so I probably can't show you all the books I picked up this past weekend, but I'll show you some of the coolest ones I got. And let's just start it out. First of all, we got Micronauts issue 5. Pretty sweet. Micronauts issue 5. Alright, moving on. We got Hook issue 1. And of course, this is from the movie adaptation of the Hook movie that everybody loves with Robin Williams. And it's just really cool to pick up that nice copy of the Hook. Half price books had 20% off sale, on everything inside their store here in town. And so definitely hit up Half Price Books. We don't have Half Price Books in Southern Nevada, so check that out. Hook issue 1, and I actually got Hook issues 2 and 3 also. So here's a cool one. I got Where Monsters Dwell issue 3. Picked this up over at the Dreadnought Comics comic book store for just several bucks, but that is pretty cool. Check out that date stamp. Nice. All right, moving on. Batman Adventures issue 2. I actually didn't even have any Batman Adventure books in my collection, so I actually picked up a few more. I got now like 7 in my collection this past weekend, and I thought it'd be cool to show off the issue number 2. So nice Batman Catwoman cover. Pretty cool. All right, I had Chip and Dale issue 2, and now I got Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers issue number 1. This was one of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid. So I'm an early 90s, mid 90s kid growing up, and definitely was digging the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Love that song. One of the biggest things, hottest things this week was, of course, Atlas Comics, Paramount Studios picking up the rights to Atlas Comics. So there's rumors of them. And actually, I'm going back to Dreadnought Comics tomorrow. They're gonna hook me up with some of their Atlas books because they got a huge collection. They just gotta find them in their huge pile, but they're selling them on the cheap for me. I'm gonna hang that up tomorrow. But I did pick up for just a few bucks Tales of Evil issue number 1, and the top of the cover is kind of messed up, but otherwise the book is very, very, very nice. Very nice. And I picked this up at an antique store here in Phoenix that was also having 20% off on everything in their shop this past weekend. Another half-price book's fine. Toys R Us limited edition X-Men. I didn't even know this was something. It's not really something any valuable, but still, especially since Toys R Us is now gone, to the the dump. It's always cool to pick up something from Toys R Us, especially those DC Universe variants. Please be keeping your eye out on those ones because you want those. And check this out. How about the Savage Dragon issue number 1? And I actually did not have this in my collection, so this is kind of before my time, 90s. I wasn't really thinking about comic books in 1993. I was probably thinking about Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the Super Nintendo, but there it is, the Savage Dragon issue number 1. So I picked that up for a couple bucks. Actually, I actually picked up 2 copies of this week, and this is just one of the copies. The House of M. And I found a copy of this at 2 different places this past weekend for pretty cheap. And actually, this is kind of going for, I believe, about $12, So it's actually kind of cool because of all the main characters that are on the cover. You got your Spider-Man, Wolverine, and of course Captain America. And when you have those 3 on the cover, obviously, the price is going to go up. So I think that book in the long run will be really cool. Picked up this, the official Marvel Index to the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1, and I did not have this in my collection. And actually, there is a homage on the back of the cover to, of course, Amazing Fantasy issue 15, a little bit different than the original one. So very, very cool pickup this week. I think I bought that for, the price tag of the place said $6, but the guy refused to charge me $6. He's like, oh, $4, I think. So, I don't know what it is about these Robotech things, but like one of the like earliest memories of my life is like watching like the Robotech stupid like cartoon series, and I just thought that I saw that cover, and I was like, oh, that's so sick. I just love that cover. I've never seen that before. And picked that up for a few bucks at one of the antique shops here in town, and the 20% off. Another antique shop found. We got the Weird Worlds present Iron Wolf, issue number 10. All right. Nice copy. Nice copy. All right. Continuing. We got Dune issue 3, and I guess I didn't realize these Dune books are actually all part of like the reprints from a special Marvel Comics Presents, I think issue 36 or something series. So actually, I know a place that has, I guess they're like oversized magazine-sized books. And I'll have to see it's Dreadnought Comics over there, because they have a lot of magazine-sized books. Maybe they might have that in the collection, which would have the original Dune series. Did not have any Dune before this, so. And I saw this, and I was like, this is one of my books on my wish list. We got Batman, issue 497. Of course, the breaking of Batman, Bane. And I actually I took a read of this, so I actually like the story. I think it's actually really cool. I had not read the story previously, and it's kind of interesting to see the different aspect from the book compared to the recent movies, how they portray the breaking of Batman. So it seems like Batman's just had a real rough time of life, and he's given up. He's over it. He's over it. For any fans of Comic Tom 101, I had to pick up this beautiful copy of Turok the Dinosaur Hunter issue 2. Everybody's picking up issue 1. Now that issue 1 is just like way too high, too expensive for my blood. So I can only afford issue 2 now. Of course, I got Avengers issue 124. Nice. That's sick. That's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. Then we got Teen Titans issue 25. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Old Teen Titans. Then we got Star Wars issue 1, the 30-cent variant, of course. Because probably would not be able to afford that 35-cent one. But nice copy, pretty decent copy. I'd say very good plus condition. So I think I got my money's worth. Got this for $40. Another $40 buy. I got Marvel Spotlight on the Wonder Woman and issue 32. And of course, the first appearance of Spiderwoman. So very, very sick. Very, very sick. And then I got myself... didn't pay too much for this. King size annual Iron Man issue number 1. Who says you can't have an old Iron Man with an issue number 1 symbol on it? This is an affordable copy, and look at that. Nice copy with that square round. So pretty stoked on that Iron Man issue number 1. And not last but not least, we also got the Champions issue number 1. Very, very sick. And this is probably a pretty good, fine copy, fine plus. I'm stoked about that, to have that in my collection, because I do have a lot of the early Champions books in the series, and I do want to fill up my entire run, but I did not have issue 1 before. And then finally, last but not least, another $40 book, I believe. No, maybe even less than that. Got myself a copy, $45. She-Hulk, issue number 1. All right. Very, very sick. So those are some of the Memorial Day pickups I picked up this past week. All right. Be sure to turn out for future videos. All right. Peace.